Hello, I am Pradeep Kumar, Professor. Welcome you to the lecture on fluid statics as Module 3. It is being presented in 6 parts as listed. Similar to earlier lectures, in this lecture also, presentation is in conversational mode and with a stress on the concepts and practical applications. I am sure the presentation meets the demands of the students such as top performance in the semester examinations, competitive examinations and interviews. As already discussed, a surface can be a horizontal, vertical or inclined. Further, it may be a plane surface or a curved surface. In this lecture, let us discuss various hydrostatical aspects pertaining to a vertical plane surface immersed fully in a liquid. Before proceeding, let me advise you a prior knowledge of various aspects of moment of inertia and parallel access theorem make you more comfortable with the subject. Now, let us start with familiar examples as shown in figures. Say, vertical side of a overhead tank or vertical side of a tank used in public distribution systems or upstream phase of a gravity dam. What is the common that you observe among them? Yes, it is the pushing force exerted by the liquid contained or impounded by them. Unlike the case of horizontal surface, where the depth of fluid is same all over the area, in the case of vertical plane, the depth of fluid increases in the downward direction. We know from hydrostatic law P is equal to gamma H, that is, pressure exerted on the surface increases with the depth of the fluid. So, when a surface is submerged fully and vertically in a fluid of specific weight gamma, then as shown in figure, it will experience pressure distribution is triangular. Consider the upstream phase of the dam subjected to hydrostatic pressure. You can see once the surface is vertical, hydrostatic force is horizontal. This horizontal hydrostatic force tries to push or rotate the dam, making the structure highly unstable. So, in order to ensure stability and safety of the structure, let us quantify the hydrostatic force and determine the location of center of pressure. Consider an arbitrary shaped surface submerged vertically in a liquid of specific weight gamma as shown in figure. Let Cg represent center of gravity and at a distance y bar from the free surface. Since the depth of the liquid varies, pressure also varies from point to point along the height of the surface. The total surface is treated as an arrangement of strips stacked one over the other, and each strip is assumed to be subjected to elemental hydrostatic force. Then the total hydrostatic force acting on complete surface area is obtained by adding all these elemental hydrostatic forces. Consider one strip of width b and thickness dx at a depth of y from free surface. Therefore, area of the strip dA is equal to b into dx. Moment of this strip about the axis of rotation b dx into y. Here, free surface is axis of rotation. That is, the first moment of the area of the strip about the axis of rotation is b dx into y. Then, sum of the first moments of areas of all the strips with respect to free surface is integral y into b dx. But from principles of mechanics, the sum of the first moments of the areas of all the strips is equal to product of the total area and the distance of center of gravity of the total area from the same axis of rotation. In simple, integral y into b dx is equal to a into y bar. As seen from the figure, the strip under consideration is at a depth y from free surface. Therefore, the pressure intensity on this strip is P is equal to gamma y. Therefore, hydrostatic force on this strip is intensity of pressure and the concerned area. P into dA, it comes to gamma y into b dx. Hydrostatic force on the total surface is equal to capital P is equal to integral dP is equal to integral gamma y into b dx. As gamma is constant, then the expression becomes gamma into integral y into b dx. But from equation 1, integral y into b dx is equal to ay bar. Substituting 1 in 2, then total hydrostatic force on the vertical surface is equal to P is equal to gamma into A into y bar or A into gamma y bar. But gamma y bar is the pressure intensity at the center of gravity of the surface. Therefore, the total hydrostatic force on the complete surface is the product of surface area and intensity of pressure at the center of gravity of the surface. Before proceeding with the derivation of expression for the location of center of pressure, let me ask you one most probable question that may be asked in the interview. What is the necessity of determining the location of center of pressure? If we do not know the location of center of pressure, we cannot calculate lever arm, torque or moment. Naturally, stability of the structure cannot be ascertained. In the case of horizontal plane surface, pressure distribution is uniform. Center of pressure coincides with the center of gravity. In the case of vertical plane surface, pressure distribution is not uniform along the depth over the area. So, center of pressure does not coincide with the center of gravity. The following figures illustrate how the center of gravity and center of pressure are related to each other in the case of horizontal plane as well as vertical plane. Now, let us derive an expression for the location of center of pressure. As shown in figure, area of the strip, that is dA is equal to B dx. Pressure intensity on this strip, that is small p, is equal to gamma into y, because elemental hydrostatic force is equal to P into dA is equal to gamma y into B dx. Moment of this elemental hydrostatic force about the free surface is equal to dP into y, gamma y square B dx. Therefore, the sum of the above moments is equal to integral dP into y. It comes to gamma into integral y square B dx. We have to note two important things from the right hand side of equation 4. That is, the term y square into B dx represents second moment of the area of the strip about the axis of rotation. The integral y square B dx is equal to the moment of inertia about axis of rotation. Therefore, the equation 4 becomes gamma into integral y square B dx is equal to gamma into I naught. Further, capital P is equal to integral dP as denoted by equation 6. We know resultant force acts at a distance of h bar from free surface. From the principle of moments, sum of the moments of individual forces, that is elemental forces acting on the strip, is equal to the moment of their resultant about the same axis. Therefore, gamma into integral y square B dx is equal to P into h bar, or gamma into integral y square B dx is equal to gamma I naught. Therefore, pH bar is equal to gamma I naught, or h bar is equal to, that is location of center of pressure, is equal to gamma into I naught by P. But we know total hydrostatic force is equal to P is equal to gamma into A into y bar. Substituting the expression for P in equation 7, we get h bar is equal to I naught by Ay bar. From parallel axis theorem for moment of inertia, as shown in figure, suppose a body of area A is rotated about an axis passing through its center of gravity, here GG axis, then it has the moment of inertia Ig. However, if the same body is rotated about an axis OO which is parallel to the original axis GG, then the moment of inertia of this body with respect to new parallel axis, that is OO, is given by I naught is equal to Ig plus Ay bar square. Substituting equation 9 in equation 8, we get h bar is equal to y bar plus Ig by Ay bar. Using equation 10, the position of center of pressure can be determined. Here we have to note the term y bar represents location of center of gravity. The term Ig by Ay bar is positive and it is the distance between center of gravity and a center of pressure. Therefore, the center of pressure is always below the center of gravity. Now let us enjoy multiple choice questions from the topic covered in this presentation. In the case of vertical plane surface submerged in a liquid, center of gravity always lies below center of pressure. Yes or no? No, center of pressure lies always below the center of gravity. The distance between center of gravity and center of pressure becomes negligible for large plane surface areas. Yes or no? The distance between Cp and Cg is Ig by Ay bar. So larger the area, this magnitude decreases. So the answer is yes. Find the incorrect statement. The distance between Cg and Cp is proportional to Ig, is inversely proportional to Y bar, is inversely proportional to area of the surface, is proportional to Y bar. The answer is D. The distance between Cg and Cp is A by Ig Y bar, Ig by Ay bar, Y into Ig by A into Y bar by Ig. The answer is B. Dimension of Ig by Ay bar is L by M, Lm, L square M, L m power 0. Since Ig by Ay bar represents a distance, the answer is D. The distance between Cg and Cp becomes negligible for large surface immersed at very large depths. Yes or no? Yes. Let us discuss a few descriptive type of problems. A plane surface of size 2.5 meters wide by 4 meters high is immersed vertically in an oil of specific gravity 0.85. Find the total pressure and position of center of pressure when its center of gravity is at 4 meters from the free surface. Also determine the pressure at the top edge and bottom edge of the surface. Let us convert the description into a form of an image. Problem is on hydrostatic force on vertical surface. Size of the surface is 2.5 meter wide by 4 meter high. Specific gravity is 0.85. Center of gravity is at 4 meters from free surface. Assumptions: continuum is valid, upper edge is parallel to free surface. To be determined is total pressure, position of center of pressure and pressure at the top edge and bottom edge of the surface. Total pressure P is equal to gamma into A into Y bar. But here the fluid is oil. So gamma is gamma of oil. But gamma of oil is rho of oil into gamma of water. So it comes to P is equal to rho of oil into gamma of water into A into Y bar. A is equal to 10 square meters. Y bar 4 meters. Substituting these values in the above equation, we get total force as 3,33,540 newtons in SI. Whereas in MKS gravitational 34,000 kilogram force. Position of center of pressure from free surface H bar is equal to Y bar plus Ig by Ay bar. Ig is equal to BD cubed by 12. It comes to 13.33 meters to the power of 4. Substituting these values, we get H bar as 4.33 meters from free surface. Pressure at the top edge is equal to gamma into Y top. Y top, as seen from the figure, it is 4 minus 2. Substituting these values, we get pressure at the top edge as 16.677 kilopascals. On similar lines, pressure at the bottom edge is 50.031 kilopascals. Let us draw the pressure distribution diagram. It is as shown in figure. Part of a canal is a tunnel of dimension 6 meter high and 4.5 meter wide with water running full and controlled by a vertical gate. Pressure at the bottom of the gate is 3 kg force per square centimeter. Draw the pressure distribution diagram along the height of the gate and also determine the total pressure on the gate and its position with respect to top of the gate. First, let us convert the description into the drawing. Problem is on hydrostatic force. Size of the gate as 6 meters high by 4.5 meters wide. Pressure at the bottom of the gate is 3 kg force per square centimeter. The assumptions are gate is held strong, dimension of the tunnel and the gate are the same, continuum is valid, no leakage of water. To be determined are pressure distribution along the height of the gate, total pressure on the gate and location of center of pressure. Here it has been given in terms of pressure. So we have to convert this pressure into equivalent linear units using hydrostatic law, that is P is equal to gamma into HB, where HB is the depth of water from free surface to the bottom of the gate. HB is equal to 30 meters. Since the height of the gate is 6 meters, depth of water up to the top of the gate, HT, is equal to 30 minus 6, 24 meters. The hydrostatic pressure at the top of the gate is 24 into gamma. It comes to 2.4 kilogram force per square centimeter. The pressure at the bottom of the gate is 3 kilogram force per square centimeter. Pressure distribution diagram is as shown. Let us calculate the total pressure on the gate. P is equal to gamma into A into Y bar. A is equal to 27 square meters. Y bar is equal to 27 meters. P is equal to 7,29,000 kilogram force. H bar is equal to Y bar plus Ig by AY bar. But Ig is equal to 81 meter to the power of 4. Substituting these values, H bar is equal to 27.11 meters. An irrigation channel, trapezoidal in shape, is 3.5 meters wide at the bottom and 1.5 meters deep and has side slopes of 1:1. Discharge through it is controlled by a gate of same size. If it is designed to withstand a total pressure of 4,000 kilogram force, check whether it will be stable. Comment on the result. Let us convert the description into form of a figure. Problem is on hydrostatic force on a vertical plane surface. Size of the channel 3.5 meter wide at the bottom and 1.5 meter deep with the side slopes of 1:1. Assumptions: continuum is valid. Specific weight of water 1000 kilogram force per cubic meter. Gate is of trapezoidal shape. To be determined: total pressure on the gate and check for its stability. Top width of the channel from the geometry is 6.5 meters. Total force is equal to gamma into A into Y bar. Total area is equal to A is equal to A1 plus A2, where A1 is the area of the rectangular portion, A2 is the total area of two triangular portions. From the geometry, A1 is equal to 5.25 square meters, A2 is equal to 2.25 square meters. Therefore, total area of the channel is equal to 7.5 square meters. Depth of center of gravity of the surface, Y bar is equal to A1 H1 bar plus A2 H2 bar by A1 plus A2. From the geometry, H1 bar is equal to 0.75 meters from the surface, H2 bar is equal to 0.5 meters. Therefore, substituting these values in the above equation, we get Y bar as 0.675 meters from free surface. Total pressure on the gate is equal to 5062.5 kilogram force. It is given in the problem that gate is designed to withstand 4000 kilogram force. Therefore, gate cannot withstand the total pressure, so it has to be redesigned. As shown in figure, a circular opening of 2 meter diameter is provided in the vertical side of a tank of 3 meters by 3 meters and is controlled using a gate of same size. It can rotate about horizontal diameter. When closed, the gate supports water to a height of 3.2 meters above its center. Find the total pressure experienced by the gate when completely closed and also determine the location of center of pressure and the torque required to maintain the gate in equilibrium in vertical position. The problem is on hydrostatic force on vertical surface. The tank is of size 3 meters by 3 meters, circular opening of diameter 2 meters, depth of water 3.2 meters. Assumptions: continuum is valid, unit weight of water is 1000 kilogram force per cubic meter. To be determined are total pressure on the gate, location of center of pressure, torque required to maintain the gate in equilibrium in vertical position. Total pressure on the gate, P is equal to gamma into A into Y bar. A is equal to pi d square by 4, 3.14 square meters. Depth of center of gravity, Y bar 3.2 meters. P is equal to total hydrostatic force on the gate, 10,048 kilogram force. Distance of the center of pressure from the surface, that is H bar is equal to Y bar plus Ig by AY bar. Since it is a circular in section, Ig is equal to pi d4 by 64, it comes to 0.786 meter to the power of 4. Ig by Ay bar is equal to 0.078. Distance of center of pressure from the free surface is 3.2 plus 0.078. It comes to 3.278 meters. Now, the distance between the center of gravity and the center of pressure is 0.078 meters. That is, the hydrostatic force of 10,048 kilogram force acts at a distance of 3.278 meters from free surface or 0.078 meters below the horizontal diameter of the gate. Therefore, the moment of this force with respect to horizontal diameter is 10,048 into the lever arm 0.078 comes to 783.7 kilogram force meters. Hence, the torque required to maintain the gate in equilibrium in vertical position 783.7 kilogram force meters. Before concluding, let us sum up whatever we have discussed in this presentation. We had an illustrated discussion on hydrostatic force on a vertical plane surface, followed by location of center of pressure. Then we had a discussion on multiple choice questions. Then we worked out a few problems in between intercepted by questions that may be most probably asked in the interviews. Before signing off, I request you to leave your comments in the comment section to enhance communication between us. Like and share the video among your friends and concerned. Subscribe to my channel by clicking the bell icon, the best way of getting updated with the information on the latest videos pertaining to the other topics of fluid mechanics, hydraulics and hydrology in addition to career planning. Thank you very much and wish you an excellent future.